Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Reverend. So, allow me to introduce Reverend Beragama. So, Reverend Beragama is a retired English in-service advisor for the Sri Lankan Colombo District Ministry of Education, Tiruvena section, and the former principal of Sibnara International School. Okay, he has an LLB, Master of Arts in Buddhism, and a Diploma in Education. So, this evening, Bante will be giving a Dharma talk on the Buddhist view of suicide. Um, for those of you who are in need of any counseling services, Ti-Ratana has counseling services, so you may call our Ti-Ratana care lines. They are available on our website. Now let me pass it over to Bante Baragama. Bante, would you like to begin?
Yeah, sure. Namo Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Is everyone can see? Everyone can see and now is it clear? Can you hear me? Okay. Homage to the fully enlightened Buddha, enlightened one, the worthy one. Good evening and welcome to our Dhamma talk this evening. I'm great. It is a great pleasure and I'm very happy to share the words of wisdom of the Buddha with you this evening. And first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Ho and Venerable Hemaloka Thero and Venerable Dr. Revata Thero and all the others who uh, gave me the invitation and this opportunity for me to share the words of wisdom of the Buddha. So I would like to start a few seconds of reflection about ourselves, maybe have a very short and brief 2 minutes mindfulness. So wherever you are, you can close your eyes and feel your body, how you are sitting in your posture, and just be aware of the present moment. And slowly and gently, you can bring your attention to your in breath and out breath. Let the breath happen naturally, and just be aware of your in breath and out breath flowing naturally, coming in and going out. And I would like you a few days, maybe 1 week's time, last 1 week. Can you remember and recollect the people, the helps, and any support they have given you, any privileges you had, any kind of positive things done to you by the other people? Just be grateful and remember and recollect with a sense of appreciation in your mind. Maybe if you don't have such experience last week, you can go back to 1 month, 2 months, whatever, to childhood. Just be aware of the people have done so many things to us. Just be grateful, thankful, and appreciate their helps. Okay, you may open your eyes. So today we are going to talk about some serious issue, which is burning problem in the modern day society, even in ancient times. So topics today is suicide and the Buddhist view on suicide. So let's have a view or the general idea how the world population is facing this problem in day-to-day life, in day-to-day activities. So nearly for a year, annually, roughly about 8 lakhs and 28,000 people are committed suicide. Even it might be more because due to this COVID pandemic situation, people are more frustrated and disappointed and depressed. So the actual figures can be increased during last 2 years and this year as well. That means every 12 person from every 100 lakhs, every 100,000 are died of suicide, taking their own lives. So we have to address why these people are taking away their own lives and giving and causing so much suffering to their loved ones and their dear and near ones. And because if one person commits suicide, he thinks that is the end of his life and there will not be any problem for the world. But it is not so. The family members, the immediate relatives, friends, close friends, they have so much social effect, economical effect, and psychological effect to those who are living. So it's a quite very hard experience if we consider in our day-to-day life. So most of the these committing suicide happens due to personal interpretation of yourself. We interpret how we are. For example, we might think, I am not good enough, or I am not smart enough, I am not attractive enough, or sometimes even you can go deeper levels of self frustration, such as I'm a failure, total failure. And apart from this kind of personal perception, the continuous stress and depression, anxiety, and mental disorders will cause so much this kind of tragedies in the life. So, such as mental disorders, anxiety, bipolar disorders, and also the addiction too much to drugs and alcohol, and also the nihilistic beliefs and some religious belief also promote uh, committing suicide. Like if you commit suicide, you will go to heaven. If it is a holy thing in the name of religion, if you kill others people, and this kind of wrong and this called micha sankap, wrong misconceptions will lead people to commit suicide. And apart from these psychological reasons, nowadays we all know that many people have lost their income, lost their employment, and some of the people are in utterly in a power below the poverty level. So this kind of social reasons and economical reasons also might lead to committing or taking away. Well, actually, committing this word is quite not good, suitable. It can be, say, taking away one's own life. So there are, we have rational part of our brain, and also we have emotional part of our brain. So what will happen in decision making? Some people become so much emotional, and they just neglect and reject the rational part of their brain. Therefore, they take the very emotional decisions. So these kind of emotional decisions will lead to this kind of actions. So another reason for committing suicide is the relationship breakup and death of loved one and harassment, and especially in schools and in Sri Lanka we have kind of ragging in the universities from time to time. There are young university students are losing their lives, them taking their lives themselves because of the unbearable physical harassment, mental harassment that is caused during the intake, first 3 months of the university life. So these are the very sad and pathetic things in. And if you look at the other common things, such as why people, what are the strategies they are using to take their lives, they usually use drugs or poisons and firearms, and especially hanging. So, when we go to the Buddha's own very life, Buddha never encourage destroying any form of life, not only human life. Buddha's idea and Buddha's admonitions and teachings is to encourage us to show compassion towards the all beings, including oneself. Not only we share and spread, take care of other people, also we need to take care of our selves, send our loving thoughts to ourselves. So, one occasion, Buddha had to intervene. Uh, One of poor girl who was working in a very rich lady's house, and this lady used to be very harsh and very bad tempered, and she always is called this servant girl, and also tortured her many times. And it came to a level this girl could not bear this kind of suffering, this kind of torturing. Therefore, she decided, okay, enough is enough. I want to commit suicide. And she took a rope from the home, and she went to the nearby little forest to hang on a tree. But luckily, our most compassionate Buddha was waiting for her, because Buddha, the same morning, he was in a deep meditation and look at who can I help today, who can I serve today. With this compassionate heart, Buddha saw this young girl is going to commit suicide. If the Buddha can intervene, this can be preventable. This can prevented. So this can be prevented. So Buddha went and talked to her. She understood the teachings of the Buddha, and also she became a stream enterer. So she gave up the idea of killing herself. So this shows, and Buddha encourage, and Buddha himself personally engage to prevent suicide. So this inspires we Buddhists to actually engage in the social work and encourage other people to share their sadness and discuss their problems and try to give a listening ear. That way, we can prevent suicide. So, if we go deep into the human nature, the basic teachings of the Buddha is it's called unsatisfactoriness. We call dukkha, but this term dukkha is very wide. It has a very wide meaning, and it is actually quite impossible, or there's no enough vocabulary in the English language to convey the meaning of this dukkha. So it says unsatisfactoriness in the universe. So we have to understand that our life, we have satisfactory period, happy period, and also we need to accept and acknowledge there's unsatisfactoriness. So unpleasantness, unbearability, unendurability, all these are part of our life. So that's why Buddha encourage us to practice skillful action. This is called Kusala Karma, the skillful action. These skillful actions must be ethically praiseworthy. You know, the whole world, if you are take the whole world, everybody agree that if somebody comes and kills themselves, they don't like. So it's the same for the other people, and also spiritually beneficial. So when oneself is committing suicide, their spiritual mood is not good, because if you go into the deep into this Abhidharma and Buddha's teaching, we have these thought moments in our life. So when we have thought moments, it is very important to have very good departing thought moments in our day-to-day life, especially at the time of death. So death should be peaceful, and we can able to face it bravely without anger or delusion. These are two factors: lobha, dvesa, moha. If we can avoid this kind of negative and so powerful negative forces in our mind, so we can reduce the impact we are having for our next birth. So, and also karmically productive, ethically praiseworthy, spiritually beneficial, and karmically reproductive. Product not only productive, it is reproductive, because it creates so many lives to come, impact that will create that so many lives to come. So therefore, suicide, act of taking away one's life, is can be seen in the Buddhist perspective. It is an unskillful, unwholesome, very bad thing to do in our life. So, therefore, friends, negative energy we are having, we are developing negative energy. So, we need to dilute or dissolve this negative energy when we have uh, this kind of suicidal thoughts. So, you know, Why this kind of things are more common in the modern day people? Because now society is firstly so individualistic. We think I, my, mine, myself, all these kind of self-centeredness, and also very selfishness will lead to more and more unhappiness, more and more stress, more and more difficult mental situation. So let me suggest you, let me give you some ideas to reflect. If you want to dilute or weaken or dissolve this kind of negative energy in you, it is good to start some kind of volunteering, to start something for the happiness and for the welfare and for the benefit of the others. So volunteering is one of the wonderful things that gives you absolute satisfaction, because our human body is made of a lot of hormones. For our body to function, there are a lot of hormones that will enhance your mood, enhance your happiness, levels of happiness, level of satisfaction, and also enhance the worthiness of your life. Sometimes you feel empty and useless and it's gloomy, and inside your mind, the energy level in your mind and body is so weak and so downwards, downtrodden. We are viewing our life in a very pathetic way, in a very negative way. So if we can start volunteering, that would be a very good thing. And also, as good friends, as good neighbors, as our good people, we need to listen to other people. Especially, when a person is trying to commit suicide, they have some signals sent into the society, sent into their beloved one, sent into their friends. Sometimes they like to live inside their room. They don't want to talk to anyone. They don't want to associate their friends. Maybe someone try to call and tell, I am fed up of my life. I am going to take away my life. So these kind of things, when people are saying over and over again, even sometimes, even rarely, as good friends, as good Kalyana Mitra, we need to listen to these things, these signals. And if you can listen to his problems, listen to them. If you cannot help him, you directed him to a counseling or to their relatives, or draw your attention to something else. One of the famous Australian monk who lived in Singapore in the Buddha Dhamma Mandala Society, Venerable Dhammika, he told me that when he was in the center, someone called him and told that he's going to be declared, he's going to be declared bankrupt, and he has no money, no person. He has borrowed so many money from the other people and friends. So he's so upset and he cannot pay. And apart from that, his son was having a scholarship in the USA from the Singapore government. So he couldn't declare bankrupt before it is been done officially. He thought he will commit suicide. So he talked, before he take that decision, he talked to the Venerable Dhammika. And he told this father, in order to buy time, we have to be very tactful, we have to be very kind, we have to be using our common sense. In order to reach this kind of people, we need to use our tactics and some kind of strategies. to draw their attention from that act. So he told that his problem with the son, and because he's study, if he was declared bankrupt, he cannot study, cannot get anything from the government, he has to pay the loan. So he said, why don't you kill your son instead of killing yourself? It is something brave thing to say in a time of person trying to commit suicide. And it shocked this father. It shocked his father, and he changed mind, and he came to the center and discussed, and he finds some other ways to solve the problem instead of taking lives, his own life. So that's why we need, as a Kalyana Mitra, in Buddhism, we all are Kalyana Mitra. We are helping spirituality to each other. So we need to, it can be, the person can be not friend of you. He never know you, but still, if you are in a position to help him, if you are position to talk to him, just do. Because if you give a chance when they are trying to commit suicide, trying to take their lives, if you can prevent it, it is like you are giving abhayadana, giving life to another person, which is great meritorious deed for you. And it is a great meritorious deed for that person. Why? Because when you are committing suicide, he's committing suicide with an angry mood, angry thoughts, and his departing thoughts are not good. So therefore, it is good for us to engage, actively engage. We are very negative. We never think about other people. We just were selfish. So don't try to. So most people who have tried to commit suicide make attempted. 45 to 70% of such people will later on commit suicide. So that's why we need to address this problem. And according to the Buddhist Vinaya, code of Buddhist monastic discipline, a monk should not attempt to commit suicide. Not only that, monk should not encourage maranayava sangvanneya. If you cannot praise the death, you cannot praise the committing suicide, and you cannot encourage other people to commit suicide. If he does, it is amount to defeat the four main precepts for the high ordinated monks. So in Buddhist principles, the panatipata, the first precept, taking life of others, it includes oneself. So the taking five precept means you cannot come in because your life, my life, I can do anything I want. No, this cannot be done. This is not the Buddhist way. This is not the Buddhist thinking. So you have to consider as valuable as other lives. It's a similar amount of affection, similar amount of care, similar amount of good attitude towards oneself and others should be practiced. So if someone commits suicide, there's a Buddhist concept called vibhava. We have three desires in Buddhist text. One is kama tanha, the desire for sensual pleasures. That is the one make us mad and run every day for these sensual desires. And the second one, bhavatanha. This is called the desire to be reborn, gain rebirth, have another birth. Then the third one is the craving for non-existence. This is called vibhavatanha. So we are living in a samsaric life, Buddhism calls samsara. We live in the samsara. So we think merely by running away from one life and ending your suffering temporary by committing suicide, taking away your life, you can end the suffering. This is not the person who has a right understanding, sammaditthi, person who have good understanding of the dharma, good teachings of the Buddha, never thinks such a even a thought that I want to take away my life. Because you cannot end the sufferings in the samsara by ending temporarily, removing this life, because you will get another life again. But when you die in a angry mood, angry thought, departing angry thought, you are creating very bad, negative repercussions in future lives to come. So that is why we need to understand these Buddhist principles. So Buddha said, Dullabhancha Manussata. To be born as a human being is one of the rarest thing. So this is a good opportunity. This is a good, this is like a gem, uncut gem. Recently we had a gem in Sri Lanka about 500, over 500 kilos. Uh, so our life is tons and billions of tons worth gem. It's not a 500 kilo. Our life is such a precious thing we got from our sansaric good deeds. We have not born as an animal, we have not born as a hungry ghost. We have good faculties, we can think, we have learned, educated. So this precious life is there for us to polish it. You know, when a gem is rough, not beautiful, it's not nice. But if you cut this gem into different facets, you can give the shining beauty to the world. So this gem we got is to protect it so preciously. This is so precious. So we need to protect this life, the gem of life, and cut different facets in this life, helping others, showing kindness to others, and taking care of elders, giving helping hands to those who needy, being generous, being sending loving kindness. So this is the way how Buddhists look at this kind of decisions, not in a very short-sighted and very narrow way. This all these problems, as Achan Brahma once was saying, that we are keeping our hand so close to our eyes. Because if you keep your hand so close to our eyes, you think I am having the most hardest problem, the most difficult problem in the world. I cannot bear this because it is the hardest and the most difficult, most painful, most unbearable problem I am having. But if you look at the world, there may be so many people who are suffering so much than us. But we don't know. We are not aware. We think our problem is because of this self-centeredness. You know, in India, there was one lady. Let's say her name is Sindhutai. She was a famous later on in her life. She became one of the famous person in India. This Sindhutai was born into a family in Maharashtra, in the India, near the Bombay, somewhere near Bombay. Her family was so poor and she couldn't afford to go to school. When she supposed to go to school, her family sent her to work, look after buffaloes, feed them and bring to the fields or forest and let them have their feedings and come back in the evening. So she never had a good education. But she was married to another man at the age of 9, and at the age of 19, she was having 2 or 3 kids. And she saw that in her village there was a mafia type or gang type person who was exploiting the innocent and poor uneducated women, causing them to work for him, and barely or rare is giving a minimum, very small salary. Because people are scared of him, he's a thug, he's a gang member, nobody complained. But Sindhutai went to the police and to the local tax collector and the village headman, and she complained this to the people. Now this thug lose their income because Sindhutai uh, complained this situation. And this person got angry so much. So he came to the husband of the Sindhutai and told, at that time, Sindhutai was pregnant and expecting a baby, just about to deliver baby, few days time. And he told the Sindhutai's husband, he also uneducated, your wife having a baby, she's having a baby, my baby is in her womb. It is not, you are not the father, I am the father. And this made him angry. If you don't kill your wife, I will kill. This is the thug. He's a very rude and very heartless person. So in the evening, when the Sindhutai came, her husband kicked her on her belly many times, and she felt unconscious. She thought she died. She dragged him to the cowshed and put under the cowshed. And luckily, one cow stood between her legs. The Sindhutai was lying down on her legs, and no any other cows walk over her or trample over her. Trample. So she was unconscious. About 2 3 hours, she gained consciousness. She saw the cow was protecting her, and Sindhutai was so impressed because when she was no one and she was beaten, and this cow looked after, protected her. And because her husband gave so many kicks to her belly, she about to deliver a baby girl. And there was no doctor to help. And she cut umbilical cord from a stone. And slowly, she ran away from the home. She knew that her husband wanted to kill her. And she went to few villages away and stayed in a funeral, hall, in a common funeral, the burials are doing. And she thought that when she was at the time under the cow, she thought, during this time when there's no one to protect, you protect me, I will protect the other people like you protect me. And she was having a very desperate life and no food to eat, no water to drink, and very hard life. And she used to cook, in India when they are carrying the dead bodies, they spread some grains over the coffins, and she pick up them from the ground, and she find a container, and she boil these grains in the funeral fire and eat. And she feels so desperate, and she feel there's no meaning, and there will be no meaning for her daughter just born. How can I support a daughter without a husband and without income, without a house? So I should commit suicide. And she walked quite far away to a railway track, and she and her baby was putting her neck to the railway track and waiting the train to come and crush her. But while she was waiting for train to come, she heard a voice asking for food and water nearby. She went and looked. It was a man who was crippled and cannot move. He's asking some food and water. Instead of committing suicide, she changed her mind. Okay, I will give this man who is crippled worse than me. His legs he cannot move. He's in a very difficult situation. No one to support and help. So he uh, was served some food by begging nearby station, and she saw that there are so many She then this same evening she went to another tree to rest, and when she was resting under a tree, she saw there was a branch just hanging down. The branch was cut by some people, and skin of the branch holding this quite big branch. So it gave her some kind of inner reflection, and she thought, since this branch doesn't have so much strength, it is hanging from like a string, just a little piece of skin of the tree. I am also same. I don't have any energies, any kind of resources. But still this branch gives shade to the people who are sitting down the tree. So she got another kind of inner chatter with her own mind, and she changed. And she saw in this station there were so many boys and girls who don't have parents are living in the street, and they were abused, and they don't have proper meals, clothes, or anything. So she thought, I will sing songs in the station. If people give me money, I will feed these boys. So she was doing this for quite some time. And the train passengers, people going, notice that this lady, even though she's poor, she's supporting these boys and looking after these girls and boys and protecting. So the people get together and collect some money and build a children home for her. And gradually she made many children's homes, and many schools were built, and these kids were able to go to schools, and they become doctors, lawyers, and many good people to the society. So they, after many years, this Sindhutai received the highest awards from the world, from the Indian government. And one day, some beggar like person came to her home. After a few minutes, she understood that this beggar is none other than her former husband. He was now homeless, desperate, no food, and he said, now I will become your mother, not wife. I will give you a room, place to sleep, food to eat, but we are not husband and wife. I will forgive, even though you make my life so much harder, harsher, and very sad, but still I allow you to stay my ashram, my children's home, but we are not husband and wife. Then she said to an interview, to the most meaningful thing she has done in whole life is the forgiving her husband for the wrongs committed to her. So therefore, we don't need to destroy our own precious life. We can make and channel these our negative energies to positive way to make a difference to the world and make other people happy. Through that, you can be happier. So you can emerge your sadness in the social service, in other thing. In that way, you can create new source of happiness, which is more satisfactory, which is more meaningful. So in Buddhist way, you need to uh, develop in order to avoid committing suicide. You must practice sati, the mindfulness, and sampajanya, clear comprehension. That means you must see your own mind. What kind of thoughts are going in my mind? Are they negative? Are they positive? If they are negative, you can develop more positive things. So you have to develop metta bhavana. This is one of the beautiful thing in our Buddhism, that is developing positive vibes towards yourself, unconditional, immeasurable, limitless, boundless. This is the most beautiful teaching Buddha has taught us. So, if you can develop loving kindness, even little dose, few minutes, if you continue 1 month, 2 months, it definitely change your moods of your within the world. So it is very good thing that we need to consider. Secondly, the most beautiful concept in Buddhism, people don't like to listen to this concept. They reject it. They don't like. But this is very beautiful concept Buddha taught. That is called anicca, the impermanence. No matter how hard your situation, no matter how difficult your situation, no matter how uh, it become hurdle, it doesn't matter because the situation change. If the situation doesn't change, our perception change, the person who is making the problem will change. So there are so many ways changes can be seen in our life. So we need to look that all the bad situations, all the negative situations will change. Good will not remain forever. Prosperous situation will not remain forever. Similarly, the bad, negative, very disadvantageous, unfruitful, unbearable situation will also change. So it is good to look at in our life in this way. And also, there was one famous king. He used to uh, have a parties and all other beautiful, enjoyable things. And gradually, his kingdom became very useless and unprofitable, and people were suffering, and people hating the king. And thereby, he was frustrated because he don't have money to have parties and all the enjoyments and merrymakings. So he was sleeping, and his ministers want to make him understand, come out of this depression. And they give a beautiful message through a ring. He gave a ring to these people, the king, to look at. This too will pass. So this is the concept of anicca. This problem will pass. So don't let your life pass away. So that's very important. So in order to prevent suicide, we need to listening ear, listening to these people's grievances, problems, difficulties, their burning emotions, and find some other ways to overcome this kind of. Then the other good Buddhist principles we can use to prevent committing suicide is forgiving. Forgiving oneself for one's own mistakes, no matter how bad your mistakes, no matter how bad impressions made to the society, you have done this heinous, very dangerous, very bad, wicked, cruel mistakes. But still, there's a possibility for us to forgive. Forgive to oneself and forgive to others, those who have made your life miserable, made your life more complicated, made your life more unbearable. So we have to forget and forgive our past. And also, another very important principle is to accept our weaknesses. It is okay to be imperfect. It is okay to be having mistakes done in our life. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is going to be blameless. we supposed to get blames from the society, from our family, from our friends. So it is natural for us to get this kind of things. So it is good to forgive, and also when you have a problem, when you have an idea of this kind of destructive thoughts, you can continue to develop awareness of your breathing. So take many deep breaths, that will change. And also you can change your lifestyle. Especially nowadays, people are very limited to a house or room because of this lockdown situation, the COVID and all. But if you can walk in the nature, that will boost your serotonin, that will boost your dopamine, that will boost your mood. So therefore, it is good to be in the nature, spend the time with the nature. And another very important aspect is that we are giving very long, very bad impression about the mental sicknesses. Buddha said, there is no one in the world who is mentally sick. Every moment we are getting infected by these afflictive emotions such as lobha, greed, craving, and desire, and hatred or delusion. These kind of afflictive emotions are natural and always arising in our mind. So, therefore, we need to accept these mental sicknesses not with a stigma. You should not look down upon. It is natural. Our body get uh, sicknesses. It is faster. It is quicker for our body to mind to get sickness, because our mind always have six channels: from the eyes, from ears, from nose, from tongue, from our mind itself. So so many channels always polluting, contaminating, sending many signals, and uh, making dirty our mind. So it is natural, it is possible that we have this kind of emotional things. That's why Buddha said in Nakula Mata, Nakula Pita, to one of the best Buddhist devotees who had a very good family life. Buddha once said, it is uh, possible that our body can have a shorter or lot of sicknesses, but it is impossible for us to not to have mental sickness even a single moment. So therefore, we need to protect our mind with understanding that mental sicknesses are not stigma. It is natural. We should show more compassion towards people who are in a depression, people who are in a difficult situation. We need to send our loving thoughts to them, let them heal, let them able to come out of their traps, mental traps. This where mental remuneration happens in their mind over and over again, thinking same problem again and again and again, and making themselves miserable. So self-destructive thoughts and emotions will come again and again. Therefore, we need to adopt and help these people to guide to do new things. Maybe if they have forgotten their old friends, talk to old friends. And uh, and also very important, at the beginning we did like 2 minutes meditation. One of the best solution for this kind of destructive thoughts is to gratitude. We always complain what we don't have, nothing, this we are missing, or we cannot get this or get that. But if you can start developing the blessings in your life, the positive aspects of your life, and if you develop this kind of people who are making your life more peaceful, more enjoyable, more full of facilities. The people make bread, making bread for you. People uh, making milk for you, making your rice, vegetables. How many people are helping us? We think okay, we pay money, it's okay. But if you develop this sense of gratitude, that will create a positive mindset in your mind that will help you to not to have this kind of depression. So this Oxford and the other studies have shown for human happiness, the developing gratitude is one of the most important things. Buddha himself showed us this lesson at the Bodhi tree by gazing at the Bodhi tree for 7 days, the showing the world that gratitude is important in many ways in our psychological well-being as well as for the people to appreciate their dedication, sacrifice, their helps. So this is one of the, and also we don't need to take things so personally. That is why we are having so much suffering, and also do not assume things too much. And we can increase serotonin and dopamine, which are mood fixing things, such as regular exercises. If you are under depression, try to do regular exercises. That will boost your immune system. That will boost to you can face the COVID also, and also that will enhance your psychological well-being. And also spend time in nature and forgive and eat good food. And also very important thing is uh, happy memories. You have to recollect, in our remuneration and our thinking, overthinking, we always think bad things happen to us, worse things happen to us, the bad experience we uh, made in our lives. So if you can start remembering and recollecting and reflecting those good experiences you had, you can have a better and good mood in your life. So start remembering, start recollecting good things happen to you, not bad things. In our psychological evolution, through our evolution, we have this tendency, we have this habit of thinking bad things to happen to us, because that will protect us from next time when a serpent come or dog comes. Those bad things will help us to remember the bad experience in order to take precautions. But the same thing, this bad memory help us to prevent us from accidents and save us. The same way of thinking will destroy our life as well, because we are overthinking these bad thoughts. That is why Buddha said, uh, when we have done good things, we have to remember and recollect. This is called anumodana in Buddhism, and remembering our good deeds we have done. So that's all I got. This nearly 1 hour is over. If you have any questions, I am happy to discuss or have a Q&A session. If not, we can wind up. So thank you very much. May the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha guide you, bless you, and protect you. Gain and loss, happy and sad, people must not take things too seriously and personally. In this way, we suffer less. Do you agree, Bante? Yes, I do agree. Of course, I do agree. We don't need to take things so personally and so seriously, because even we take seriously, things will change. Because things will change, there's no point taking things seriously. So I agree, Mr. David T. Seong Ping. I'm totally agree with you. Yes. So if no other questions, we can. I will do a short blessing and end the session. It seems like no questions coming. So I do the blessings. Sabbhitiyo vivajjantu sabbharogo vinasatu mate bhavatpantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava Bhavatu sabbha mangalang rakantu sabbha devata sabbha buddhanubhavena sada sati bhavantu te Bhavatu sabbha mangalang rakantu sabbha devata sabbha dhammanubhavena sada sati bhavantu te Bhavatu sabbha mangalang rakantu sabbha devata sabbha sanghanubhavena sada sati bhavantu te. Everybody stay blessed and may the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha guide you, protect you and bless you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sorry, thank you so much, Bante, for the Dhamma talk and the blessing too. We really appreciate it.
Welcome. It's my pleasure to share Dhamma with you.
Alright, so on behalf of Ti-Ratana Buddhist Society, we would like to thank Bante Beragama for giving us a great Dhamma talk. If you still have any questions for Bante, you may email us the questions and we will forward them to Bante. Thank you, Bante.
Thank you. May you be well and happy. Sukhi
You
ho
too,
tum.
Bante. Thank you. Alright, so thank you so much, Bante Beragama, for the Dhamma sharing. Now, please allow me to share this message from Ti-Ratana Sukha Dhamma School. please allow me to also share a few a few initiatives that we have here at Ti-Ratana. So first one is sorry, give me a moment. Ti-Ratana Bersama Rakyat. So Ti-Ratana Bersama Rakyat is an initiative by Ti-Ratana that aids those in need, with particularly with food aid. So if you know anyone around you who is in need of any kind of food, they're unable to have enough funds for their daily necessities and their food, you can forward this over to them. So you can take a screenshot of this, you can take a picture. You can also visit our website at tiratana.org/TRPR. Well, I'll leave this up for a bit so that anyone who wants to take a picture of this will be able to take a picture of this. Alright, so the next thing that I would like to share with everybody is our Ti-Ratana Bersama Rakyat. You are also able to contribute to us, so you may drop off any contributions you have at our premise, or you may bank in via cash donation on this bank account number. Alright, and we can also find jobs using our Ti-Ratana Bersama Rakyat platform. And of course, I would also like to thank the sponsors for tonight's Dharma talk. So we can never forget we can never forget our sponsors for tonight's Dharma talk. Alright, let me just pull up the sponsor sheet for tonight's Dharma talk. Alright, just one moment, yeah. Alright, so let me share with you all that you can actually watch more Dharma talks by our own Sangha members as well. Part of Ti-Ratana group, you're able to watch them on our YouTube channel. Okay, they are recorded talks, and there will be live talks as well, so don't forget to subscribe. Now allow me to share with you tonight's sponsors. So of course, live streams, as we all know, they actually cost money. Okay, we have to be aware of that. Alright, so without tonight's sponsor, brother or sister, I'm not so sure, but Wong Kwan Oi has sponsored tonight's Dharma talk. Okay, so thank you so much, Wong Kwan Oi, for your kind contribution for tonight's Dharma talk. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to do this Dharma talk. Live streams, they do cost money, so as a result, we require, of course, sponsors for Dharma talk. So if you wish to sponsor the following upcoming Dharma talk, you may contact Ti-Ratana Bangsa directly. Allow me to also share from Ti-Ratana Vihara Klang. They are holding a sutta class every Friday at 8:30 p.m. by Bante Vinita. Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Sutta class on Ti-Ratana Vihara's Facebook page. So you can access the live stream every Friday at 8:30 p.m. on their Facebook page. So to find their Facebook page, you will just have to search for TRV Klang on Facebook, and you will be able to find it. Just type in at TRV Klang. They are also performing chanting daily for this Vasa season, all the way until the 23rd of October. So their Vasa chanting will be held, okay, it will be held every single night, okay, all the way until the end of this Vasa season. So you also can join the chanting by searching for TRV Klang on Facebook, and every Saturday to Thursday at 8:30 p.m. I would also like to announce that Ti-Ratana Lumbini Garden, we will be having our Ulam Bana prayers. So Ulam Bana is a ceremony in honor of our departed loved ones. You are able to light a small pineapple candle, or a big pineapple candle, or a monk's robe. Okay, so of course you are not able to attend the ceremony physically due to the current situation of the pandemic. We understand that even with the latest SOPs, no one is allowed to enter the temple, so we hope that you understand. Please visit our website. You'll be able to visit our website in order to make a contribution for this ceremony. So the ceremony will be live streamed, okay, on our Facebook page and as well as our YouTube channel, both Lumbini Gardens and also the main page that you're watching on right now. Finally, from Ti-Ratana Cheras, okay, I'm so sorry. Let me stop my cam. So finally, from Ti-Ratana Cheras, we have a ceremony to get rid of our bad karma. So of course the poster is in Mandarin. Allow me to read the English translation. Okay, so with the blessings from Kisiti Garba Bodhisattvas Trident, may you be well and happy and free from disasters. So from 15 to 30 days of the 7th lunar month, okay, in the Hungry Ghost Festival, Ti-Ratana Cheras will be organizing this event. So it will be transference of merits to our departed ones, and also for the living. For the living, you'll be able to perform ceremonies for good health. Okay, now of course what is required, you have to give your name, year of birth, okay, and also for the deceased you will have to give your name and the year of death. For alive people it costs 20 ringgit, and for the deceased it costs 30 ringgit. You may contact Sister Jackie at 012-321-8006. You may contact Sister Jackie directly at 012-321-8006. Alright, so these are all what Ti-Ratana has organized so far for these few upcoming weeks. I hope everybody had an insightful Dharma talk earlier on. And once again, thank you so much to Bante Beragama and our sponsors for tonight's Dharma talk. And I hope that everybody will be able to tune in weekly on Saturday for a Dharma talk. The reason why we had this Dharma talk today instead of yesterday was due to our Welfare Society's online concert. So please stay tuned next Saturday. I repeat, please stay tuned next Saturday for the upcoming Dharma talk. I hope everybody stays safe and has a good night. And thank you so much. May everybody be well and happy. A short last message that I would like to share. If anyone you know is in need, okay, and not just financially, so if you need any help after listening to today's Dharma talk, we understand that the word may trigger some people, so kindly please, if you need any help, feel free to contact our TR care line, the two numbers at the bottom, 012-457-5099, 012-386-5099, and please have a good day and stay safe. Good night.